Hi guys, hope you're keeping well. I've sort of been getting stuck into the little Aprilia 125. I've been polishing up the swinging arm. You know, I bought some proper soap and stuff for it, and everything I take off of this bike is either like rusted, bodged, bent, but it's great fun. I've done a swinging arm, and I managed to get the plastic washers, clearance washers and blah blah blah, so I managed to get that in. And over the weekend I took a little break, and because my arms are dropping off when you're doing that polishing, I mean you have to sort of, you do it with wet and dry first, and then you do it with a rough coarse sort of soap, and then use a fine one, and you have to put a lot of effort into it to clean it up. So my arms were killing me. So after I went flying Friday, I did post a few videos. They're not very good, they're only done on my mate's camera, on his phone. So it was just to show you what I do, in between sitting out here in the garage for hours and fiddling about with other toys. So I did a bit on this truck, on a Toyan Twin. I actually managed to use a lot of the plastic fittings that were off the original Hilux, like the servo mounts. Like this is the throttle mount on here, the original mount. I don't know what it actually did, but when I stripped this down, I just threw all the plastics and the electrics in a bin, and I found some parts in there. I mean, that saved me a lot of work making the bracket on there, and I've got the throttle working. It's not going far enough at the moment, but you've got to kind of synchronise these two carbs. Now, what you can do, probably the best way to do it, because what I do is, this is a separate servo. This just works the throttle, and I've got another one over the back. If you can see that moving, I'll show you a bit more in a minute. But that servo there that does the throttle is a separate servo on its own, and it's mixed. It's on the helicopter setting on my old DX7, so it's on the helicopter setting on here, so I can run like the pitch curve for the throttle or brake, and I can run the throttle curve for the throttle or brake, whatever I want to use, and I can mix the starter and stuff like that. So I have to have it, so when you shut the carburetor, you actually flip the switch, which is the throttle hold on the helicopter, which is that. So if you can see, I mean, this needs adjusting a bit more, but it will cut the throttle. I've got to move it a bit, but it will, that last little bit will shut the throttle. So it's sticking a bit at the moment. I've got to do a little bit of work on this. Then it's not a greatest of setups on this, but I'll get that sorted. So we've got the I haven't done this up, that's what it is. Keep slipping on that nut there, that collet, but it doesn't matter. You get the gist of it. So this here needs to be shut. So I have to use the hold on the throttle to pull that back, so it will cut the engine, and then I can knock that off, and it'll open the engine, and I can start it again. Now, to synchronise these two carburetors, there's a little grub screw in the back. You can see it in the back of there. I don't know if you can see it on there, but there's two little grub screws in there. So you've got to try and get these two arms to be in exactly the same place. So when the throttle opens, that these two open to full carburetor, full throttle, and when they go back, they go to the idle place, and then when you hit the hold, they go back to cutting the engine through the throttle cut. So you have to work all that out, which I haven't done that at the moment. As you can see, it's actually slipped on the arm. So I've got to sort that out. But anyway, you get the gist. If you must have these set at the same, so they open the same, and I think it's going to be a lot of fine tuning with the high needles and the low needles and stuff like that. Now, I've also managed to get the starter working. So that works off a switch there, and that one's the throttle cut. You've got the actual throttle, which is going to be on that, which is slipped, and so it's sticking. You've got the gear change, which is on forward and back, which is this servo here. If you can see it moving. Oh, let's see if I can get... Right, that's the gear change on that little QRC gearbox. So that, I haven't actually sorted it out yet to get it into neutral. At the moment, it's got forward and reverse. Also, I haven't got any steering servo in there yet, but that's least of my worries, because it's going to be the usual down there across. So that's not a problem. I had to run it. I sort of run it on a 3 LiPo because it's a bigger, if you can see that starter motor. Let's turn this around. Oh, nearly dropped it. It's not very light. Yeah, it's a longer starter motor. Hang on, right. Yeah, on the single cylinder, it's kind of 3/4 of that length, but this is a longer motor. And I did try it on a 2-cell, and it did turn it over, but, you know, I can actually ramp that up so I can get it to turn faster than that. But I think that's going to be enough to start it. I can adjust that up and down to what I want. Now, the other thing, which is quite neat as well, is these two brackets here also are off the original Toyota, the Tamiya, which, you know, they go in there perfectly. You know, they're like perfectly fit in there. So you can just, in actual fact, the rear hole was already drilled and tapped. I had to drill and tap 2 holes there, which weren't too much of a problem, but they've gone in there like perfectly. Nice angle on the brake. Brake works fantastic. And I thought to myself, well, where am I going to put all the radio? Because it's the usual story. Obviously, you know me, I'm not going to keep these wires out here. They're going to be tucked in here away, so you shouldn't see them until they sort of come up. I might even try and bring them up underneath up here. So I like all my trucks to sort of, you know, don't like to see wires everywhere and things like that. So I'm going to try and hide everything away, you know, so you don't see it. So if you're wondering where the receiver is, and the satellite receiver, I expect some of you have tweaked it by now. I've got it in the dummy fuel tank, which again is a Tamiya part. It went straight on. You can just see it, a little orange glow in there. But that went sort of straight in. I managed to get there's quite a lot of room in there, so you can get the receiver. It's only small, it's a 6-channel. I think I might have to go up to a 7. I'm not sure whether I can maybe use a wire lead on the igniters yet. That's another problem. You know, I've got an email from Lucas. I mean, I ordered the igniters ages ago. I think when I got the engine, and I've heard nothing. And last week I got an email saying, sorry, we've just seen your order, and they'll send them off straight away. So I'm sort of like a month behind getting the igniters, and I really don't like the Toyan igniters. They're quite big and bulky. You know, I don't know if you've seen them on some of the other channels, like Tanks 24/7, and there's another guy who's built one, but the igniters are massive. You know, they're like big red things, and you've got to have 2 of them. And when I run my Toyan trucks, I managed to get a small kind of igniter from Hobby King. It's like a fraction of the size, but I can't find them anymore. I don't know, you know, where they've disappeared to, you know, whether they can't get them anymore in or anything like that. I don't know, but they seem to have just disappeared. So I can't get any more of them. Let's undo that throttle again. Oh, it won't budge. But yeah, like I say, the Toyan ones are quite big. They're bright red, and I really don't know where I'm going to put them. Whether I can put them underneath, you know, the battery. There's a fair bit of room in there, but you know, the Toyota bodies are quite low. If you can see, it rests on there. So, you know, you can't, I don't want the body really right up in the air. So it's quite low on the here. The cab comes up, but I'm hoping that this is all going to clear. If it doesn't clear, I might be able to like higher up a little bit, or even put those servos down a little bit more. But I think it's going to be okay. I think I have tried it on there because, you know, the cab's got lots of room, but it's not like the Cologne Bruiser that I've got. It's got like it's quite a high bed in it, but the Tamiya is a lot lower. So, you know, that's the thing I'm sort of looking. I want to keep the truck as low as I can, you know. And the other things I've been noticing as I've been building this, it's getting very heavy, is it's got quite a lot. This is quite, I know you're going to get this movement, you know, when you move this backwards and forwards with the wheels on the ground, this moves quite a lot. So I might have to make again, like I did on the other one, a shock that comes up to here, and I might make some arms, if I can, to go back from here back onto these little points here to stop that from tweaking there. I couldn't do it on another one, but I might be able to come off of here and go down to these alley blocks. I'm not sure what I'm going to leave them yet. I've got some alley to make new ones, straight ones, without a gap in the middle. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do there. I made the tank bracket. I decided to pull it kind of there because I thought to myself, I want to leave the other side clear. So I want to leave this side. So I've got the exhaust which can come from here and come down. So I don't want no obstruction. I mean, I could have put this up here, but I didn't. I could have put the tank there, but I didn't. I could have put the servo, whatever, over this side. But I thought to myself, no, the exhaust is always one of the biggest headaches on these trucks. And I've got two pipes that are going to come down, and I'm going to try and run them under here somewhere. Now, how I'm going to do them yet, I don't know. It'll be the same old thing. It'll be like buying meters and meters of tube and bending up like loads and loads of them until I get a couple right, because it's not easy to bend. I have got, what, 3 or 4 benders. I did notice on eBay that they were doing like a small pipe spring. You get like a little spring that goes in the pipe, so I might try that, but they didn't really have the diameter. I mean, that's quite a small sort of diameter on there because, you know, the starter motor here is quite a big diameter, so you've only got a very small sort of clearance between the starter. You know, you've only got about 1.5 mil, so whatever you put on there, you know, it's going to be really awkward to make a clamp or something like that. I'm really not sure how I'm going to sort of figure that out. You could put a flexible on there, but I'm not really too keen on that. I don't know, maybe I can fit an O-ring and some springs or something like that, I don't know. Or in the other case is to make sort of a longer adapter, so with a flange on like that, make another one of them that comes out a bit further, even with a bend on or something like that. You know, but that's further down the line yet. That's, you know, I mean, nothing again is set in stone. This is a dry build. There's no Loctite, you know, nothing like that. It's just to make sure that everything's going to fit. And I mean, the radio is a very easy thing to put in one of these trucks. It's like, you know, if you can use all the Tamiya Hilux. I mean, these are the brackets that came out of it, because they are made to fit in here, so they, you know, are a good fit. The 2 servos are perfectly in the right place. You've got the little dummy tank where you can put most of the radio. The little gearbox all fits in there, and you've still got enough room to put a 3-cell battery. I'm a bit sort of what the weight is getting. It's quite a heavy kind of beast, and you know, you've got a lot of flex on the tyres. Can you see the tyres there? So, you know, I might be looking for different wheels with a harder, you know, like with a foam in them or something like that, something with a bit more solid sidewall, because, you know, it's not going to be a crawler. I've got a feeling it's going to be a little bit too fast with the gearing I'm running, but, you know, I was thinking of just setting it up as it is now and getting it running and just seeing what sort of, how it's going to run before I actually, you know, take it all apart. If I do everything up tight, and have a little trial run just up and down the road, just to see what sort of speed I've got, you know, and if the 2-speed's working, because I think I might have to work on that, because I think it's going round the wrong way, as usual. But it's kind of, I've got a really nice angle on the prop shafts, you know, you can see they're really nice. I've got about sort of 10 mil of clearance dot travel on the prop shafts themselves, so that's going to work out nice. Obviously I'm not going to keep these shocks. I think I'm going to have to do something with these tyres, because it's going to be a bit roly-poly. Also got to try and stop the axles from twisting, which is not too much of a problem. Yeah, it's, you know, I couldn't believe how the radio went in. It was just, I went upstairs in my room, and I just thought to myself, I've got a bit of plastic here, that's off a Toyota, another bit, and I thought, well, that can go in there, that servo can go next to it. I can put the throttle one on the side there, and honestly, it only took me about an hour and a half, and all the radio was in, and it, you know, it's really nice and neat. You know, I should better get rid of most of them wires, probably make up a battery tray. I'm thinking making up some little covers for the gears. The bottom's not too bad. There's a little hole in the bottom there. So if you get anything in it, because it's quite an open gearbox, if you get anything in it, it should just drop out. And I've not really any problems with it. I might sort of, this is why I was thinking of making, instead of 2 separate ones, thinking of making, I've got some alley to make a straight one. So that would seal that off each side. So there's a gear in there, that's the reverse gear. So that's open as well. But, you know, you could get stuff in there. You know, if you look at the front wheel, it's kind of angled towards there when it's on full lock. So I don't think it really matters about these. I think they're just going to throw whatever sort of creeps up on them, it'll just throw it off. And it's quite a nice wall there. There's not a lot of room, you know, where are you? Like in here, it's quite sealed up to the top. So you've got, you know, that's quite good there. And the back as well. If you can see, I've had to put the starter speed controller under there. I bought a 40 amp 2 to 4S LiPo, only cheap off eBay, like they all are. I've got another 30 amp, but it don't seem to like working, so I bought a new one. And it fits nice and neat under there. I'm going to silicone the ends like I did on the other one, so you won't get no water in it. I'm going to try and run the steering wire a bit neater out of the way. And I've also got to get myself a T-piece for the fuel, because the fuel's going to come under there, along there. And I need a little T-piece. I've got one going into there and one into that. And I want to incorporate like a filter as well. You know, that's the sort of next thing, is to sort out the fuel line, really. I think more or less, sort of the radio's in there. Until I get the igniters off Engine DIY, I can't really do a lot more. I'm kind of, and also it's the relay. Now after working on the Aprilia, they've got a 12-volt relay for the starter motor, and it can handle like up to 100 amps. I mean, these 2 glow plugs, I think they're going to draw, they draw like 10 amps together, something like that. I bought myself a little meter. All I've got to do is work out how to use it, to try and measure all what's going through it and how much I'm going to need for the relay and stuff like that. But the little 12-volt one in Aprilia is quite small. So instead of typing in like eBay or Google like RC relay, I'm going to type in like motorbike relay or something like that and see what I can come up with, because they're only like the size of a servo and they can handle a lot of power. And all you've got is like 2 trigger wires and one that works a relay. And that should be a handle, you know, like the power for the 2 plugs. Because there's a lot of them come from China that say they can handle 3 amps, but I'm going to have 2 igniters, 2 relays. You know, it's all, if I can get one relay to power both igniters, that's what I'm looking for. So that's on my shopping list, you know, amongst everything else I keep looking at. But, you know, that's where we are with this at the moment. I don't know if you can see in the background, there's lots of Aprilia bits and pieces. Kind of probably think I haven't done a lot, but, you know, it takes so much time just polishing and cleaning up. But I'll just give you a little walk round the Aprilia and just show you what I've done. So I'll just take you with me. I'm buying loads and loads of stainless steel bolts and things. This here is the new inlet manifold. This cost me an arm and a leg. I mean, this is the reed block here, and this is the manifold, which cost me like well over £100 because it's 28 diameter now. But I've been told the full power ones are 34 millimeter, but these ones are 28, and it came with a 28 carb. So it seems to work. I mean, the carburetors are quite expensive. There's a lot of copies and things, like you can get copies of these, I did buy a second-hand one, but it was very perished, and it was sort of different to this one, so that goes in that way. So lucky enough, the reed block and everything is all working. Now, this is what I'm coming across, like, see how bent that is? And the gear lever is exactly the same. It's like, looks like it's been tied in a knot and hammered back out straight again. And it's like everything on this bike is kind of like that. But you can heat it up and you can move it around a bit. Got to be careful because one of the footrest hangers was really bad. I mean, it was like, it sort of didn't really matter if it did break. I tried to straighten it because it was so bad you couldn't sort of do anything with it. Now, I've managed to sort of get it back to shape, but there's a little crack in it that maybe I can get it welded. But it's really strange because I've been on eBay and I've managed to find all the right hand side, but I can't find any left ones. I can't find a left hand foot hanger. It's been like I've sort of emailed all the sort of breakers that I can find, and they all say no, they've got no stock. I've got plenty of right hand ones, but everyone must crash on the left hand side, which I find is a bit strange, but there you go. So this is sort of where I am with the swinging arm. At last I've got it in the bike. It's still got a few marks on it, but I would have been forever. I mean, a lot of it's hidden up. There's like a little piece here where the hanger went in, but you don't see any of this because there's a footrest hanger that comes down here, and we'll hide that up. I had to clean out all the bolts and stuff like that. It took me, for ages, and I managed at last to get those clearance washers for the swinging arm. Oh, I can't really see it now, but they are in there, and the swinging arm, I think it's, if I can just move them wires, I think the swinging arm goes in there. There's like little plastic washers, there they go, they're in there, little plastic. You've got a wide one, I think it's about 3mm, and you've got a 2.5 one there. It doesn't tell you where they go, so I've just put them on there, and the actual sleeves are clamping up on the engine now. So it's kind of, what happens now is they sort of lock on the side of the engine when you do them up through this kind of bolt here, this nut here, which I've ordered a new one, because apparently when you get a car saw nut you have to smash it round with a chisel, because that's what people seem to be doing with this one. So I'm going to get myself a proper spanner for this, and I've ordered a new nut which hopefully will be here next week. I've rebuilt all the shop mechanism. I mean, everything's been rebuilt on there. New bolts, there's new seals, all new roller bearings. The whole lot's been done, and that's all back in there. As is with the swinging arm's got like all new bearings in it. New sleeves, new seals, all that kind of thing. I've got to make a little roller that the chain runs on. You can get like a ball race one, which is not too bad. But I've also, I mean, this has been painted so many times. I couldn't be asked to get all the paint off of this like rear mud guard. So I found one on eBay. This looks pretty, pretty good condition, because a lot of them I've been looking at, stuff like this. All the holes are chewed up, and there's bits here that have been cut out of them. It should have like a little rubber strap that goes over here that locks the toolbox in. So I've ordered another one of this, and it looks in good condition. So, I'm going to put that on. I'm going to spray this subframe up, get it rubbed down, paint that up. But I think the next thing, is to get the back wheel in. Now, let's just move my chair. this is the back wheel. Now, I've got all the bearings out. I bought new bearings, I bought new seals. But you think I can get that disc off? I've heated them screws up. They're like a countersunk screw. And they go into the alley, and apparently they're thread locked as well. Now I've got a really good fitting socket on them, and I heated them up, WD-40, I cannot get them off. So hopefully I'm going to go up to my friendly motorcycle dealer tomorrow, and he's got like an air hammer type drill, spanner, whatever you want to call it, and he's going to see if he can, well, I'm going to ask him if he can sort of get them off, because I've heard that, I think that's the only way you're going to do it, is to sort of use like an air hammer drill and try and undo them things, because I want to get the wheels painted, because I'm not a fan of them wheels, that colour. I don't know whether they were gold originally and they've gone off, because under the, when I've taken the other side out, the cush drive and the sprocket and all that kind of thing, it looked like it was like a metallic gold, but whether it's just faded or what, I don't know. But they're in, sort of got brand new tyres and they're in quite good condition, but you know, I just couldn't get the them bolts out. So I'm hoping I can, let's go around my garage. And that's my lathe. Look at the state of it, all the mess. Now, these are the other few bits I've got. This is the foot hanger that I was telling you about. Now this, can you see how much that's ground away? Now, I would like, obviously, to get a new one of them. But it was, you know, it's fairly straightish now to what it was. They do lean in a little bit, but it was so bent in, it was like a bad. So I sort of warmed it up and straightened it, but, you know, it cracked through there. So I don't know whether I can get that welded. I mean, a lot of guys don't like welding, sort of like die cast, which I think that's probably what it is. But if I can get another one, I will. I mean, I could, you know, you can always polish up early and file it and do, you know, make it look pretty again, but I think that's kind of pretty bad. And this rusty thing here is the spacer in between the bearings in the back. Now I don't know what that bit slides up and down, and it's all chewed up, so I don't know how that's happening, because all it is a spacer that goes in between, you know, the wheels. So I bought new bearings and seals, like I said. This is the other foot hanger. This one's quite good condition. You know, you can get loads of these, and they're not that expensive. It's just loads and loads on eBay, but I can't find the other hand. So, you know, I think that goes on that way. I think that's a fairing bracket at the bottom. Where are we? Yeah, that, I think that needs straightening out as well. And that's the roller I've got on that. But, you know, that's going to clean up really nice. I've got a new footrest. There's a carburettor. Again, I'm going to have to ask my mate at the motorcycle shop what goes where and all stuff like that. I don't really sort of know much about it at the moment, but I got the manual, I suppose. But the car looks alright. There's a heel plate. I've ordered one of them because one was missing. These are the spacers that go in the wheels. They're sort of like half on the underside, so I'm going to have to make some of them. But you know, the thing's getting there, and hopefully, you know, it won't be long. I mean, I'm thinking about getting some bodywork from China. I don't know if you've seen, hang on, let's just put the camera up here. I don't know if you've seen the, they do some replica bodywork, and it's injection moulded plastic, and it's quite, it looks good, and I've heard some good reports about it, and it's not that expensive. So, you know, the time you sort of, I mean, the bodywork on this is like the rest of the bike was horrendous. It's all knocked about, cracked, and you know, welder fasteners go in, it's all cracked. And I mean, you could repair it, but it's going to take forever. And the time you get it painted, it's probably going to, you know, cost you even more. So I'm thinking of going down the lines of getting the replica sort of body, and it's plastic as well. I think you can get fiberglass, but we're trying to get plastic. And I think that'd be, you know, that's obviously going to be a bit further down the line, because I've got to polish the frame the same as the swinging arm, and there's a few little divots and dents on there I've got to try and polish out. I sort of use like a flat pad with a little bit of sandpaper in and wet and dry and stuff like that, and then just work it back with the two soaps. But like I say, I got back on this and I'm quite pleased the way it's going. I may give it a little run just as it is, because I don't know how long these everything. My post is taking forever. You know, I'm ordering stuff and it's just not turning up. So I really don't know how long it's going to take. If I can get them igniters and the relay, I mean, I'm running out of room on it now. You know, I don't want it all sort of bulky and stuff like that, but you know, it's a shame them igniters are so big. If I can find some smaller ones, maybe I'll be able to. I mean, the relay's only got to click on the power through to the two starters, and you know, I run that off. I mix that with a switch that turns the starter over. So you know, I need a switch to turn that on and draw through there to switch the relay on, and then run the power from there. It's sort of I did run a separate little battery on my six-wheeler. I run a separate battery on that for the power supply, you know, for the glow plugs. But I'm not sure. I think on my truck, oh yeah, on my truck as well. But I might see if I can run it through the LiPo, which will save me having a battery in there as well. So lots of things, you know, still to do. None of this is kind of like, you know, the finished article. It's all kind of experimentation, looking at and sorting stuff out. You know, all I'm going to do at the moment is to sort of get everything in its place, make sure the body fits. Again, got to cut the bonnet out, which is a nightmare, and cut all the grill out. But I'm sort of doing this in between the Aprilia. I'm still doing a little bit of work on my little YZ250. A few other little projects. I'll go flying every Friday. I still love my flying. Getting a bit awkward now because the clocks have changed and you know whatever, and so you know, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully I'll have a bit more done to it. I sort of can't really do another video really until I get the igniters. Maybe I can do one, just a little test run as it is, start it up sort of manually. But I'll wrap this up now, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.